Hello, welcome into Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. He's David DeJesus, former Cub. I'm David Kaplan. All right, Cubs get a much-needed win, a little tougher than I think maybe we thought, playing the Padres here. John Lester wasn't great early, and then he settled down.
Yeah, it was a good pitching matchup. Clayton Richard was really on top of his game. He got 4 double plays. His sinker was sinking today, but in the 7th inning, Cubs were able to rally, get 2 runs, and put away the game.
All right, my boys Waddle and Sylvie told me, hey, man, you guys have ruined the mojo by high-fiving and not giving the fist bump that we had last year. So the fist bump is back. Sorry, Holly.
Hey.
Got to do what you got to do. My boys told me what they wanted. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll hear from Joe and a whole lot more highlights all coming up right here on CSN.
How's the pool? Introducing the QX60 from Infinity. Lease the Infinity QX60 for $439 a month, or finance at 1.9% APR plus spring bonus at your local Infinity retailer.
At Menards, home improvement means saving big because right now you'll get an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices. Protect your blacktop with Seal Best. Pick up a pail of Seal Best 400 sealer and filler for $13.99 after rebate. Paint a variety of projects with Graco sprayers. This Magnum Pro X17 stand airless sprayer is only $444.11 after rebate. Stop waiting and start saving with an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The inaugural American Family Insurance Championship exceeded all our expectations. The community came out big time. The money's raised for local charities. Everything was way beyond our expectations. The players, they interact with the fans. Darius Rucker's coming to play. Then he's sticking around on Saturday and being a part of a celebrity group. It was great for the whole family. So join me, Steve Stricker, and come out for a great time to watch some great golf and an opportunity to give back to the local charities.
Right now at Feldco, it's Grand Slam Savings.
Call 866 for Feldco.
For a very limited time, you can save $1,000 on Feldco windows with a $1,000 instant savings card. Plus pay no interest for 1 year. It's Grand Slam Savings.
These Grand Slam savings won't last long, so hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Toyota, tested, trusted Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. And by State Farm, here to help life go right. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Good lead by Baez. There he goes. Swinging a fly ball to left. Coming over and not making the catch. Perella. Baez trying to score. He will. Just like that, the Cubs lead 3-2.
Big hit out of Albert Almora. Aggressive base running by Javi Baez, the third base coach Gary Jones, and the Cubs beat the Padres 3-7-1, just a little bit better than 2-7-1. It's Rondon 2-1 over Yates 1-1. Wade Davis, perfect. 14 for 14 at save opportunity. Hello, welcome in to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. He's Double D David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. Boy, you got to get a big hit. Wilson Contreras delivers to tie the game up. Clayton Richard had pitched really, really well, kept his pitch count down, and then Albert Almora comes through. But the home run from Contreras was big.
I mean, he's on fire right now. When he's working the other way, that's when he's at his best. He has power to leave, and on that swing, you can see how over the ball it was. His head was down and stayed through the ball, and then a nice little bat flip at the end.
Yeah, you've talked to us a lot about guys like you talked about Schwarber. When his head comes out and pulls off, you saw there, boy, he stayed down on the ball and just drove it out.
He's locking his head or his chin to his front shoulder. and he's letting his hands move his head to his back shoulder. He's keeping that his hands nice and short to the ball, and he has a nice level swing right now. So,
Boom, got good power. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights. First batter of the game, Jose Perla, takes Lester deep to center on the third pitch of the game. This isn't just deep to center, David. This ball is crushed.
Yeah, when it goes up on that green awning, you know a guy has hit that ball, and you were not expecting that start at all to the game today.
All right, it's 1-0 after 2 pitches in the ball game. Bottom of the first, Anthony Rizzo, the shift is on. And guess what? Leadoff hitters can bunt, can't they?
This guy is bringing all the tools out right now. This guy's showing that he's the ultimate leadoff hitter at, what, 6'4", 250?
Yeah,
this
the
guy
monster.
can do it all.
And he's laughing as he gets the first base. Like, yep, thank you. Appreciate it. Exit velocity on that bunt, 42 miles an hour.
He's squaring it up even on the bunts right now.
There he is, and he's got his big smile. Look what he's done. 6 plate appearances, a leadoff man to start a game. Look at that. 5 hits. He's got 2 home runs, on-base percentage of a perfect, and slugging percentage is just off the charts.
I know he's going around the clubhouse. I think Kelly talked to him early before the game, and he's not scared to tell guys, hey, I can do this, and I can do this as good as the best in the game, and
so
you guys got to clean it up.
Yeah, so far, so good. Here's what David DeJesus did batting leadoff. Take a look at your numbers. Career in 890 games. You hit 283, you scored 530 runs, you hit 68 home runs. 15 times you led off a game with a home run. On base of 358, a slug of 424.
Hey,
not too shabby.
Come on, those numbers are decent.
Your first 2 career home runs were leadoff homers.
Wow, you called that out. I had no clue. Those are pretty decent numbers right there.
First home run ever was Brad Radke.
Brad Radke with the
was a really good pitcher with the Twins.
Yeah.
There you go. Time for our James & Sons Fine Jewelers Fielding Gem. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Anthony Rizzo on third. Chris Bryant hits a hard liner to center. Matt Caesar's gonna nail his old buddy. Watch this.
I mean,
there's a nice
that's a
solid,
good swing.
That's a good solid
swing
line
Chris.
drive, not smoked. And then the throw home is perfect.
Oh,
that hurts.
Look at where that catcher ended up.
I mean, he got crushed.
Yeah, that was a perfect throw. 2 hopper right there. And, oh, that impact right there. Oh, that's knee to the thigh.
Yeah, that's gonna. He had to leave the game.
Yeah.
Could not stay in the ball game. I mean, he got crunched.
Yeah. He gave him some plate too. That's what they were. Joe Madden was looking to see if they blocked the plate.
But he didn't.
No, he
handled it perfectly.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be sore tomorrow.
Oh man, he's gonna take that day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Give your legs a day.
No question.
Hit the cold tub, that's for sure.
No question. Make over the cryo chamber. Let's flash back 1 year ago today. Wilson Contreras' first major league at bat. First pitch he sees. See you later. That's the first pitch he ever saw in the big leagues, and he crushes it.
Unbelievable. I didn't swing my first at bat.
Here's tonight, 1 year later.
Oh.
Bat flip and all. That bat flip was pretty cool.
Yeah, right? It's like a side sling right there.
That was pretty cool. When he comes out of the box, watch the bat flip. He lets it go right. You'll see it right here. Pretty good. He knows he got out. We missed it.
Yeah.
But the bat flip was pretty cool.
This guy's an energy. He's just energy. Every time he comes to the field, steps to the plate, he's just a ball of energy.
Wilson Contreras, first player to hit his first major league home run as a Cub, then homer on the 1 year anniversary of that home run since Matt Merton, August 15, 2006.
That's pretty cool right there, man.
Pretty cool. Time for our Gerber Collision and Glass play of the game. Later in the 7th, Javi Baez on first, and Albert Almora smokes one down the left field line. Ball's misplayed in the outfield. And here comes Javi. Gary Jones is aggressive, waves him, not even a play. That is your game-winning run.
Yeah, you know, Javi was stealing, and Almora hit in the perfect spot. A little fumbled hands right there. And Javi was watching it. He saw the whole thing happen in front of him. He didn't even need Jones. He was going. Once he saw that bobble right there, he was going and he scored. and that was the biggest play of the game.
Yeah, ran right to the crowd and gave him a little high five, like the Lambeau leap. Wade Davis on for the 9th, and he's been perfect so far, 13 for 13 with 1 out. He hits Pirla, so the tying run is now on base. He has, in the last 2 outings, hasn't been great. He's gotten the job done, but hasn't been great. Then with Solarte up, Davis uncorks a wild pitch, and the tying run is in scoring position. He's still in a little bit of trouble. He's low there. He walks Solarte. So there are 2 men on with just 1 out. Will Myers, who's got big-time power, is up. There's another pitch that he uncorks, and suddenly there's men at second and third, and he's behind. Now it's a 3-2 count, and he throws a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and blows him away.
Yeah, that was a big pitch, and then he came with a nice little cutter there. Just got him out in front, and that's a ball game. This guy's been consistent all season long, and he's definitely a reason why the Cubs are still right around 500, right above 500. He's a lock every time that game comes to length. He's been great so far.
14 for 14. Time for our Elk Grove Village pitching recap. Let's take a look at the numbers. John Lester labored early and then settled down. He ends up throwing 111 pitches. He goes 6 innings. At one point, it did not look like he'd get that far into the game. Gives up 5 hits, 2 earned. They were both home runs. He strikes out 7. He walks just 1. Again, labored early, 111 pitches. And for Clayton Richard, pitched 1 out into the 7th. 5 hits, 2 earned, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 87 pitches, and he's going to go back to the hotel and go, I had them.
Yep.
I had them, and I made a mistake.
1 pitch up to Wilson Contreras. That was it. That was it. His sinker was sinking today. He did a good job, but sorry, buddy.
Yeah, just not quite good enough. Let's talk about John Lester, though. He comes out, and you feel, pretty good that you've got a great chance to win a baseball game with him on the hill, especially battling a team like San Diego that's rebuilding in your ballpark. And you've got some added motivation. They swept you in California. But he gives up the home run early. Then he settled down, gave up 1 more home run that really wasn't a ball that was crushed. The first one was crushed, but you could see he had some nasty stuff.
Yeah, his curveball was sharp today. He had, I think, 4 out of the first 5 strikeouts were off that curveball. And just that pitch was hung up just a little bit. Wasn't a bad pitch. He went out and got it. But after that home run right there, he settled down and he dominated this team.
They did.
Padres are a home run dependent club. If they don't get the home run, they're not going to string a bunch of hits together to score runs. So he knew that. He just hit the corners, kept the ball down, and he kept it in the park.
He also only gave up solo home runs. He didn't give up the big blow, the 2, 3, 4-run home runs. All right, time for a break here on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. We'll hear from Joe Madden. That's next. We'll be right back.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
So, thought you could use something special, for retirement. One last trip to the toy store.
Funny, after all we've been through, this may be my first case of the nerves.
Oh, relax, Agent. I've kept you healthy this long.
Yes, you have, but come tomorrow, your protection may not be there.
I don't see you slowing down anytime soon. Here, take this.
So, you saved the best for last.
If you love to watch what you want, when you want it, anywhere you want, Xfinity is the clear choice with this incredible offer. Get internet and TV with a choice of HBO or Showtime for just $29.99 a month. Download the Xfinity Stream app and your content is mobile. Ask how to get up to 75 megabits of download speed for just $10 more a month for 12 months. Get started today with in-home internet service of 25 megabits per second, all for just $29.99 per month for 1 year. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Announcing Hyundai's Better Than Ever sales event. Come in now for the biggest savings in our 30-year history on select new Hyundais, like up to $6,000 in total savings on the 2017 Santa Fe Sport.
Really? Wow.
And every new Hyundai comes with an amazing warranty.
America's best warranty.
Hurry in before the best offers in Hyundai history are, well, history. Better is the reason to buy Hyundai. Better Than Ever is the reason to buy now. Lease the Santa Fe Sport for $149 a month or get up to 20% off MSRP. That's $6,000 in total savings. Visit buyhyundai.com.
Shop for your next car, knowing you can make a great investment with a Cadillac of Naperville new or certified pre-owned Cadillac. Be assured Cadillac of Naperville has the best selection of Cadillac vehicles. Be secure with your choice of one of the best luxury vehicles on the road. Lease a 2017 XT5 for $399 per month or a 2017 ATS for $399 per month. Visit Cadillac of Naperville, Ogden Avenue, Naperville, or shopnapervillecadillac.com. Cadillac of Naperville, a dealer of the year.
Time now for our four-season seating, air conditioning, and plumbing. Who's hot and who's not? Let's take a look at those numbers in night games. How about John Jay hitting .354, 3 doubles, a triple, 8 RBIs, 7 walks, and an .850 OPS in night games. Who's not? Well, this guy's a stud, too. Kutch struggling, .235 batting average, 30 strikeouts, and he's hit into 6 double plays. All right, our UPS Store player of the UPS Store taking care of business player of the game, and we're going to go with that guy right there, Anthony Tony Rizzo. He starts the game with a bunt single, love it. He comes up with a triple later. He had an RBI, and he really did a nice job.
A sac fly there too to knock a guy in, but this guy's an on-base machine right now. He's just bringing that energy. He's getting on base, doing the job. And he's a prototypical leadoff hitter right now. And it's great to see that John Jay, batting in the 9th hole, is hitting right now. He's always on base. And he seems like Rizzo's knocking him around, too. So it's great that you're getting production right in front of him as well.
There's Rizzo's triple. Really good hustle.
He's bringing speed also.
He is. Giving you some. Look at him in his career-long 13-game hitting streak. 426, 11 runs scored, 4 bombs, 16 knocked in, on base of 525 and a slug of 809. Wow.
When he gets out, you're like, really? He gets out? He's that locked in at the plate, and it's cool to see, man.
Here's Joe Madden on his leadoff hitter.
Oh my God! I mean, his at-bats, the triple, the play at the plate. His defense, everything he's doing. His base running is outstanding. He's not the fastest guy out there, but he's one of the best base runners out there. He's definitely set the tone for our entire team. Actually, I give him credit. He has done all of that.
Well, Wilson, I mean, he seems to be under the radar, but he's getting knocked in runs where Riz and those guys in the middle used to be.
I was just telling Peter on the way, he looks like he looked when he first came up last year, and I think it was almost the anniversary, right? So maybe this is the time of the year he heats up with the bat, more familiar opposite field power, better at, like that last at bat. I love that pitcher. How do you say his name? Matan. Elevated fastball. He with 2 strikes. He's been swinging underneath and through that pitch. He got on top of that, hit it hard at the second baseman. To me, I love that at bat too. The throw when he threw out Caesar, tremendous throw. And Matty had a good jump on that. Blocking those pitches in the dirt. I mean, that was not easy stuff. And he was upset with himself, and those were not easy pitches to even, attempt to block. He's playing at a very high level right now.
The game was there with Myers at the plate.
Yeah.
Did you think about walking him?
No, not with Wade right there. I knew he could. I knew he could do what he did against him if he got ahead in the count. And he actually threw to his strength, elevated fastball. That's Will's strength. But if you go higher than high, they'll chase, because a high ball hitter will chase higher than high. A low ball hitter will chase lower than low. And Wade's really bright out there. He's just been off with his breaking ball strike more than anything. Fastball's alive and good, cutter's alive and good. I just think, and he's got a great curveball, but it's just been off a little bit, and that permitted them to advance the runners. And also, just the hit batter was uncharacteristic, I thought.
The only thing with Lester is he seemed to run up, the pitch count, but otherwise.
He was outstanding. I'm watching this thing unfold. I keep writing. I always write down the number of pitches post inning, and it's like, wow, because he looked really good. His delivery was good. He was sharp. Stuff was good. Leadoff homer, and then homer to left, and that's it. I mean, otherwise they hit a lot of foul balls. They worked some good at bats. Give them credit. That's the kind of stuff we talk about. We've done on our West Coast trip in San Diego and LA previous. But I thought John was really good tonight.
All right, time for the Jim Beam winning box score, and this one belongs to the Cubs, as Marty Brenneman would say. Anthony Rizzo at the top had 2 for 3 tonight, a sac fly to drive in the game's first run for the Cubs. Tough night for Ian Happ, and Chris Bryant continues to struggle. Wilson Contreras, the big solo home run that tied the ball game in that decisive 7th inning. Kyle Schwarber left the game early after fouling a ball off his foot. X-rays have already been done, and they are, good news, negative. Javi, 2 more hits tonight. Albert Almora, a 1-for-1 night, came up with that big hit. And then there's John Lester, and John Jay had another hit, so he continues to swing a hot bat.
Yeah, John Jay's hot right now. Albert Almora's getting on base, getting some clutch hits. It's good to see him getting some more time in center field there. He's a guy that needs that time out there. Youngster needs to grow, and when you start producing, you're going to get put out there
more opportunities. And his defense has been really good. All right, we'll be right back. Cubs Post-Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Your official Rolex jeweler is James & Sons in Chicago, Orland Park, and Cherville.
So I'm never gonna let you go. I'll hold you forever. Oh, baby, I'm gonna let you know we belong together. We belong together.
Your home, your auto. Together, they're where life happens. That's why State Farm protects them together, to help life go right. Combine and save. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
There are over 18 million new cars on the road in this country, and at Firestone Complete Auto Care, our 4,000 ASE certified technicians combine state-of-the-art technology with handcrafted service to help keep them running newer, longer, because they know when your car's running right, so are you. Right now, at Firestone Complete Auto Care, get a standard oil change for just $19.99. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
This is the original light beer, brewed with the belief that a beer could be light and not compromise on taste, to be enjoyed on nights that start out as afternoons. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Hurry in for True Value's summer living sale. Husqvarna mower, $349. And get a $50 debit card. Green Thumb potting soil, $7.98. Buy one, get one free. Weber Spirit gas grill, $3.99. Behind every project is a True Value.
The Castle's boldest hit yet is the new Hot Chicken Slider with boldly spicy Nashville-inspired hot sauce and topped with crispy fried pickles. It's the hottest little ditty this side of Music City. And where there's fire, there's smoke. Like the new bacon and smoked cheddar chicken slider. And you can get them both crispy or grilled. Whew! All this slider expertise is music to my ears. And also my mouth. White Castle, now that's a bold move.
Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. All right, Cubs top prospect Eloy Jimenez took part in the Class A Carolina League All-Star Home Run Derby, and he went all Roy Hobbs on us. Watch the bottom of the light tower. He hits the light tower and shatters the bulb there.
I mean, look at these swings that he's taking. Super easy, and to hit a light and do this, come on, this guy has some power, and man, he's going to be fun to watch up here in the big leagues.
That is light tower power.
Wow. I mean, that's just easy power, too.
And he was the guy, the Yankees originally asked for him in the Chapman deal, and the Cubs went, that's not happening.
No.
So they traded Gleyber Torres, and by the way, if you missed the news on Gleyber Torres, on a head-first slide, he tore the ulnar collateral ligament in his non-throwing left elbow. Done for the year. He'll have Tommy John surgery. That's real. You know, it's not going to affect his throwing, but I got to think it could have some effect on his hitting for a while.
Yes, for a little bit, definitely. He's fortunate enough that it's not his throwing arm, but that's going to still be some rehab. He's still got to get that trust back into that lead arm. So
unbelievable.
It's tough.
Really sad.
Yeah.
Time for our Blue Cross Blue Shield key to the game. And we had a number of ways you and I had talked about where you could go with your key here. We decided to go leading man.
Yeah.
Rizzo's been ridiculous.
I mean, this guy's, the energy that he has brought to this team, it's unbelievable right now. Triples, he has brought it all. You've seen power. You've seen his bunting ability. You've seen his speed on the base path. And just his leadership right now, this is what the team needed after playing some bad baseball earlier this month. He's definitely light right now that's leading the team.
You know, it's funny to watch his swing with his head down and his shoulder coming through to take his, as you talked about. He's locked in right now.
He's locked in.
Keep it that way.
Yep.
This was the first time the Cubs back-to-back quality starts since June 2nd. We'll talk all about all of it when we come back on our postgame show. Be right back.
To be in the Express, you gotta be able to ride. And I mean really ride.
Jack, wait.
Ma, I ain't no boy no more.
You don't know what's out there. It's dangerous.
This is something I have to do, Ma. But the job only calls to a man who has what it takes.
You take this, and you go west as fast as you can.
Think we'll see him again, Mom?
I reckon.
How can you be so sure?
Because west is that way.
At Menards, home improvement means saving big because right now you'll get an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices. Put clutter in its place with Dakota slat wall panels. Ideal for laundry rooms, garages, and more. A white 4x8-foot panel is $29.36 after rebate. Brighten your home with Patriot Lighting. This Stewart vanity light is $26.69 after rebate. This GG LED vanity light is $35.59 after rebate. Stop waiting and start saving with an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Empathy.
Hey, sorry I'm late. Traffic was crazy.
What route did you take?
I took the freeway. Oh, no.
I'm so sorry. Traffic is tough.
Hey, sorry, guys. I just heard. Are you okay? Bryce. We're here for you.
Get internet starting at $29.99 a month. And call now to find out how you can add TV for as little as $10 more a month. Wow, that's better.
Just like we practiced.
Okay, we can get started.
Thanks. That was fun.
Nicely done.
During the Start Your Own Legacy Spring event, lease or finance the all-wheel drive Infiniti Q50 2-liter turbo, plus spring bonus at your local Infiniti retailer.
Welcome to Elk Grove Village. Our growing industrial park is the largest in North America. It makes sense. We're close to O'Hare, major highways, and rail lines, putting us first class in business class. We appreciate that a strong business park means a high quality of life for village residents. It's what motivates us to be beyond business friendly. Elk Grove Village, makers wanted.
All right, game 2 of the series, and you'll get it right here on CSN. The starters will be Jhoulys Chacín against Mike Montgomery. Got to find a way to go win another baseball game.
Yeah, Mike just step up. This is the third start here. He went 4 innings, the first one 5, so now let's lengthen it out. He throws a bunch of pitches, get a win.
You got it. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. All right, in the loop with Luke and Layla's next. We'll see you.
Just 3 days before the NBA draft, and the rumor mill is churning. At least 3 different teams checking in on the availability of Jimmy Butler, including a division rival.
That's right. We will separate fact from fiction. It is Luke and Layla, and you are watching In the Loop Prime, presented by GMC. But first, it is time to go no huddle.
Cubs second baseman Ben Zobrist underwent an MRI today that revealed no structural damage on his left wrist. Zobrist was placed on the disabled list over the weekend. He's eligible to return as early as this Friday.
Kevin Durant caused a minor stir earlier today when it was reported he will opt out of his contract with the Warriors. However, Durant quickly put out the flames, announcing he will re-sign with the team. The move allows Golden State to increase their offer to free agent to be Andre Iguodala.
Last year, the Cubs traded their top prospect, Gleyber Torres, at the deadline to get Aroldis Chapman. Today, the Yankees announced that the 20-year-old infielder is going to need Tommy John surgery on his left elbow after a head-first slide. He will miss the rest of the season.
Now to the baseball game. Cubs looking for some revenge against the Padres after getting swept in San Diego last month. But John Lester gets touched up early. Jose Pirela tees off on the third pitch of the game. That is gone to center field quickly. 1-0 San Diego. And then it is Anthony Rizzo leading off for the 6th straight game. And just like he did in the other 5, Rizzo reaches base. This time by beating the Padres shift with a bunt. You just cannot keep him off the bases, people. Cubs down 2-1 in the 6th. Rizzo at third after a leadoff triple. Chris Bryant lines out to former Cub Matt Caesar in center. His throw nails Rizzo at the plate. Catcher Austin Hedges hangs on for the double play, and the Cubs walk away empty-handed. More on that play to come. Next inning, Wilson Contreras picks up his teammates, takes the 1-2 pitch, and deposits it into the right field bleachers. That is his 6th home run of the season, pulling the Cubs even at 2. Later, after a Javier Baez single, Albert Almora Jr. steps in.
Good lead by Baez. There he goes. Swinging a fly ball to left. Coming over and not making the catch. Pirela. Baez trying to score. He will. Just like that, the Cubs lead 3-2.
Cubs jump in front thanks to Baez's alert base running. Wade Davis in some trouble in the 9th inning. Men at second and third after a walk, a hit batsman, and 2 wild pitches. But he gets Hunter Renfroe to tap back to the mound. Cubs win 3-2 and are once again back above 500. Here's the leadoff man after the game.
Prototypical lead off the game, but we need to win. We need to win games. We need to keep trying to just claw away and find ways to win, and we did that today.
Can you talk about the play at the plate?
Yeah, I mean, KB hits a low liner. I take a peek, I see the ball's right on line, and it's one of those plays where I know it's very, very sensitive when there's a collision with the plate. And by all means, I really hope it pitches it right, but it's a play where I'm out by 2 steps. It's a slide, he runs into me, so it's just one of those plays where unfortunately he exited.
Well, because of that new rule that went in place a couple of years ago, does that put doubt in a runner's mind what to do in that circumstance, whether you hold back just a little bit to make sure you don't just steamroll again?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a lot of umpires about this rule, and by my understanding is they have the ball. It's game on. It's just it really protects them from the collisions that are kind of unwarranted. You have the ball, just going towards the plate, and you see it a lot where guys slide, catchers get the ball, and they just kind of take their shoulder out. The guy today beats Tommy John because of a slide at one place. So it's just one of those rules that it's quirky.
If we told you the Padres weren't real happy with it, could you understand?
For a hard play, no. I mean, I don't by no means think that's a dirty play at all. I mean, I went pretty much straight in. He caught the ball. He went towards the plate. It's not like I went in. I slid it there. It was a hard slide. So, I mean, they play this game hard for 162 games plus every day. I pride myself on it. Going, running the bases hard, doing everything hard, so I can't see that being dirty.
And your bunt?
So that was Anthony Rizzo discussing his play at the plate collision with catcher Austin Hedges. We are now joined by David Kaplan, David DeJesus. You guys saw the play. Now here's what was said by Padres manager Andy Green after the game. This from the San Diego Union Tribune's reporter Dennis Lin. He said Green called it extremely egregious, said it was a cheap shot. We've also seen reports that Green said that Rizzo should be suspended. What are your thoughts on this play?
Well, you know, I asked him because from my blush, looking at it, I thought, are you joking? You play the game one way, hard, to try and win. Catcher, the ball beat him there. It's game on. That's the way the rule reads. It's unfortunate. And the guy did a good job and held on to the ball. But I said to David, you were in that play. What'd you think, and what'd you say?
I didn't see anything wrong. It's just a guy going hard. And if he didn't get sent all the way to the batter's box, it wouldn't look as bad. But Rizzo's a big dude, sent the guy flying, and I think that's where it looks kind of bad. But it's just Rizzo. Rizzo's never been that guy to really go after somebody. He plays the game the right way, and I don't believe in that, calling out someone like that, because that's just playing baseball.
It did, I think, look worse just because of where he was in relationship to the platelet. Just like you said, Rizzo's 240 pounds. Yeah. It's going to look like a football play just based on size alone.
Yeah, what did you want him to do? Did you just tiptoe in and go, sorry, dude, I'm out? You try and make a play. You're trying to win a baseball game.
And catchers are taught to go and drop that knee in front of home plate. And what happened if Rizzo's trying to put his hand on the plate, knee comes down on his wrist or something, then Rizzo's out for 6 months. So slide hard into home plate, and that's what he did.
I feel like we're always going to have these discussions during the season. Somebody's always going to talk about a play at the plate like this in a collision, and it's always going to look bad. Hedges, incidentally, of course, leaves the game with a thigh bruise. Now let's go to the good stuff. We go to the bottom of the sixth, and that is where we see Anthony Rizzo, that first inning where he's batting leadoff. And this is Wilson Contreras now. So bottom of the sixth, we see Wilson Contreras, by the way, actually the seventh inning.
This is his home run a year ago today.
Yeah.
Year ago today. Thanks for that information, guys. So we saw that a year ago today. Here he is in the seventh inning. He made reference of this to Kelly Kroll after the game, something we saw Wilson do in his first at-bat. And then he comes through again with the home run.
Yeah, he's the first guy since 2006 to have his first home run, and then a year later, homer again on the exact same day since Matt Merton, who was a throw-in in the Nomar Garcia-Parra trade way back in 04.
Wow. But you can see he's starting to heat up right now. Like Joe was saying, his last at-bat, being short to a high pitch in the zone, take nice and short, stayed on top, and rifles the ball. Ultimately, the second baseman picked it up and threw him out. But you can just see the change in swing path from him and the confidence that he has right now.
Yeah, heads down, he's locked in.
Yeah.
Fun to watch for sure. So we've got some Lexus must-see video. Experience amazing. Check this out. This is video of the Cubs' top prospect, Eloy Jimenez, in a minor league home run contest. Cue the music, kids, because he hits the lights like the natural.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, that's not close, right? That's a pretty deep shot, and he's making it look easy. This guy has power. He has like that Yasiel Puig body right now, and he's going to be a force when he gets up here.
Yeah, that's why the Cubs have been so hesitant to trade him.
Yeah, you got to keep that pop right there.
It's been a day for Cubs prospects, hasn't it? First we had the Gleyber Torres news, and now we have Eloy Jimenez doing some movie-like stuff. Okay, so also Lexus must-see video. Cue the DJ horn. I bring this up to you all because this is entertaining stuff. So Robert Gronkowski's having the best summer ever, right? First he busts up Sean Spicer's press conference, steals Tom Brady's jersey, then he's at WWE. Now he's racking up a $102,000 bar tab. 102. 27,000 of it was 15 bottles of Dom Rosé. There were only 2 shots of Jameson in all of this, which is maybe what is the most surprising to me.
What was the tip?
That's the good question. We all wanted to know what the tip was. They also charged him $4 for pineapple juice. Why?
I mean, you gotta let that go.
Yeah, I mean, who's the waiter there at the casino that didn't let that one slide?
Unbelievable.
I mean,
this guy knows how to have a good time.
$2,000.
He knows how to have a good time.
That's Gronkowski being Gronkowski. That's all you can really say about that.
Without naming names, give me the biggest bar tab you've seen in your day. Without naming names. I just want numbers. Give me a
bar
ballpark.
tab.
Yep.
I don't know. Let's
You're
go.
lying. You are covering up for somebody.
I'm staying out of it.
All right, consummate clubhouse guy, David
I'm that guy.
Okay, so we have some breaking celebration news that we need to finish up with, guys.
Yes.
Just tell me now. Just tell me what's happening.
So last year, for the last few years, Holly and I had used the fist bump. And then last year, Tommy Waddle suggested to me to buy these big blue fists that you can drink a beer out of.
Which we've seen. They're famous.
They're famous. So we used them, and the Cubs won the World Series. Well, then Holly left. David took the job. And I'm like, well, we can't do the fist bump. That was our thing, so let's do something different. Well, today I was on the radio, and Tom Waddle and Mark Silverman over at ESPN Radio said, you guys got to go back to the fist bump. You're killing the mojo. I said, all right, if they win tonight, we'll do the fist bump. If they don't win, I don't know if we're going to bring it back. Cubs win. We did the fist bump, and I'm going to go home tonight, and I am going to find those big blue fists, and I'm bringing them back.
Okay, well, at least we don't have the fist, but guys, we got to send this out right.
All right.
That's it. You got to blow it up.
You got to blow it up right here.
That's it.
All right, Anthony Rizzo's batting leadoff. We've got the fist bump back. I feel like things are coming together. Guys, thanks for the time.
You got it. Have a good one.
Luke.
What happened to the good old toga party? Andrew McCutchen is hitting .375 in June, stays hot against the first-place Brewers. 2-run shot against Matt Garza. 13th homer for Kutch, 4-1 Pirates. That's a highlight, but how about a low light? Hernan Perez fields this Polanco single to left, loses his footing, and tries to make the throw back in. That's not pretty. That's a head-over-heels tumble. It was the first of 2 errors in the game by him. Garrett Cole, meanwhile, shutting down the Brewer bats. 7 innings, 1 run, 5 strikeouts. Pirates do the fist bump. 8-1, they win.
Leury Garcia is on the 10-day disabled list. The White Sox has a sprained finger in his left hand. Garcia, prior to the DL stint, was batting .298, had 6 home runs, 22 RBI, and 28 runs scored. The Sox will make a corresponding roster move before tomorrow night's game against Minnesota. Big NBA news. Change is happening in Cleveland. General Manager David Griffin will not be with the team after his contract is up at the end of the month. Owner Dan Gilbert's statement said the Cavaliers do not have a replacement named yet. This is huge news amidst a report by TNT's David Aldridge today that Griffin was trying to trade for Jimmy Butler.
And joining us to talk hoops is the Tribune's David Haw. Our live fan poll question right now: do you want the Bulls to trade Jimmy Butler? Log on to csnchicago.com/vote. So what do you say? Is this the right move, trading Butler if it happens?
Well, I would say yeah. I've been on this for a while. Like a lot of people, I think that you're the Bulls and you're right in the middle lane. You're sort of you're stuck in mediocrity where no NBA team wants to be. You've got an opportunity to change the direction of your franchise. It's nothing. Jimmy Butler is a guy that you can sell high. I don't know that his stock's going to get much higher. So I think this is the opportunity the Bulls have been waiting for to change the direction of the franchise because, you know, in the age of LeBron, in this era, they kind of have a ceiling, so they have to look at the next step.
They found gold in Butler, but there's no way to build around him because you're not going to be bad enough to get a good draft pick, and you got to find free agents to come here. That's not easy when you're not a good team. But, Mark, all of a sudden, this didn't sound likely that they were going to trade him 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and all of a sudden it sounds like everybody in the league wants him.
A lot of Bulls fans were thinking the only option for trading Jimmy Butler was to send him to Boston. They have the #1 pick. Now they have the #3 pick. They also have a lot of future #1s where you're thinking they could put together a package that would really jumpstart the Bulls' rebuild. Well, all of a sudden we're hearing rumors today that the Cleveland Cavaliers, of all teams, the team in the Bulls division with LeBron James, who has stopped Bulls playoff drives so many times in the past, I can't imagine Gar and Pax want to send their best player, Jimmy Butler, to help LeBron win another championship it. But if it's a 3-team deal and they get multiple first-round draft picks and young players, I guess you'll align
and
with
I think that's how big the appetite is for change, is that people would support the idea of Jimmy Butler going to Cleveland if it represents a significant upgrade in philosophy or just a change in direction. I think the fan base wants to see this kind of change.
Do they want to send him to Tibbs any more than they want to send him to Cleveland? Or
Justin, cue the maniacal laugh of Tom Thibodeau. He's plotting. He's thinking, I could get my guy, Jimmy Butler, my all-defensive team, to try to show these guys in the Minnesota Timberwolves what it takes to be a winner in the NBA, how to play NBA-caliber defense. Tibbs was so frustrated last year. A team full of young guys couldn't absorb his defensive system, didn't play the way he wanted to. He would love to have Jimmy Butler there. The question is, they may not have the assets to be able to pry Jimmy.
But if you're Jimmy Butler, you want to win, and you're excited about Cleveland. You're the anti-Joakim Noah. You're saying, let me go, let me visit, let me stay, because they can win a championship if they acquire Jimmy Butler and add him to that team.
But the best thing that could happen to them is the Celtics and the Cavs bidding against each other for him.
That could happen. That could drive up the price. You know, obviously Boston has been reluctant. Danny Ainge has been hoarding these draft picks, maybe because of the fact Cleveland has shown some interest. The last thing Boston wants to see is Jimmy Butler in Cleveland. So now maybe they offer 2 top 10 picks and 2 players, and that might be enough to pry Jimmy loose.
Be a great situation to have for the Bulls.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Tom Thibodeau, where are you?
Yeah, that won't haunt your dreams, huh? What was that? We'll have much more on the Jimmy Butler rumors later on in the show. Plus, a couple of days in Chicago sports history that forever changed the Bulls franchise for 2 very different reasons. You won't want to miss the list.
In the Loop on CSN is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
Maestros lead with authority, exactness, inspiration. It's that kind of performance that deserves a standing ovation. Ladies and gentlemen, lead like a pro. The GMC Acadia. Get this low-mileage lease on this Acadia SLE1 for around $289 per month. Plus, current non-GM lessees can get $1,500 additional lease cash. We are professional grade. GMC.
Dear Dad, please show me the world. The roads you've taken. The ones you've never seen. Teach me. Guide me. Keep me safe. Love, Scarlett.
Inside the rack houses of Jim Beam, thousands of barrels lay silent. But that doesn't mean they lay idle. In fact, inside each and every Jim Beam barrel, the bourbon is aging, building a fuller, smoother flavor that only comes from being aged 4 long years. At Jim Beam, our history's made from the inside. How will you make yours?
More lemonade, please.
Vacation's over. Welcome back.
Enjoy every second of summer with a $2 medium McCafe lemonade, small McCafe smoothie, frappe, or shake, or just $1 for any size soft drink or sweet tea. Only at McDonald's.
Announcing Hyundai's Better Than Ever sales event. Come in now for the biggest savings in our 30-year history on select new Hyundais, like up to $6,750 in total savings on the 2017 Sonata.
Really? Wow.
And every new Hyundai comes with an amazing warranty.
America's best warranty.
Hurry in before the best offers in Hyundai history are, well, history. Better is the reason to buy Hyundai. Better Than Ever is the reason to buy now. Hurry in and get up to 25% off a 2017 Sonata. That's $6,750 in total savings. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Welcome back on this day in Chicago sports history. 14 years ago, Bulls guard Jay Williams was hurt in a bad motorcycle accident. The former number 2 overall pick never played another game in the NBA, and his career lasted just 75 games. Here's Mark Shanowski on a day that forever changed the Bulls franchise.
Bulls fans who remember Jay Williams know he was the National College Player of the Year at Duke. He was the second overall pick in the 2002 draft. The Bulls had very high expectations for Jay. He had kind of an uneven rookie season, but he played better late in the year, including a triple-double against Jason Kidd, the future Hall of Famer. So John Paxson had taken over as GM in 2003, and he was looking to draft a shooting guard. But then when he got news of the motorcycle accident involving Jay, they decided to draft Kirk Heinrich 7th overall. You have to wonder, looking back at that draft, the Bulls were very interested in Dwayne Wade. If Jay Williams hadn't had the motorcycle accident, might Pax have been more aggressive about trying to pursue a trade to move up and get Dwayne Wade? We'll never know.
No, we won't. That was an awful day, obviously, but June 19th has some great Chicago sports history, too.
That's right. In fact, June 19th started an era that would define Chicago sports to this very day. It's how we begin the list, presented by State Farm.
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
Yes, it was 33 years ago today. The Bulls had the good fortune of having the greatest player of all time fall into their laps with the 3rd overall pick. Houston took Hakeem Olajuwon first. Portland made the mistake of going with Sam Bowie at number 2, bringing Michael Jordan to Chicago, and the rest is history.
1984 on this day, the Red Baron made his Cubs debut. Rick Sutcliffe picked up in a trade for outfielders Joe Carter and Mel Hall from the Cleveland Indians. Sut went on to win the National League Cy Young that year, going 16-1 for the Cubs.
It was on this day a year ago that Wilson Contreras hit a pinch hit home run, as we said earlier in the show, in his first major league plate appearance. Contreras had made his minor league debut as a defensive replacement 2 days before on June 17th.
June 19th, 2003, Farnsworth goes WWE. Kyle Farnsworth with the textbook tackle and pile drive on the Reds' Paul Wilson. You don't mess with the Farns. He's just waiting to go crazy.
Pickle with a drive from the left circle. That's blocked. Seabrook took it back, top of the right circle, fires, he scores! Hawks win! Hawks win! Seabrook with a bomb! And the Blackhawks have tied this series at 2 games apiece.
June 19th, 2013, it was Game 4, the Stanley Cup Finals against the Bruins. Brent Seabrook, the overtime GWG to beat Tuukka Rask. The Hawks won 6-5, tied the series at 2, and we all know how that would end.
Time for our Great Clips clip of the week, and it is from Saturday's White Sox game. After starter Mike Pelfrey exited the game, fellow starter Derek Holland decided a mock interview was in order in the dugout. Cameras caught the exchange. Can't hear the interview, but Pelfrey's reactions, priceless.
Fanta.
Coming up, we're counting down the days until Mark Burley's number 56 gets retired this weekend. We're going to look back at one unforgettable night on the South Side. And is there a deal to be made between the Bulls and Celtics? Our CSN New England insider tells us what Boston would be willing to offer for Jimmy Buckets. Stick around. You're watching In the Loop Prime.
I was dreaming of bigger things and want to leave my old life behind.
Freedom is never far away. Take one drive in the most awarded and best-selling SUV brand and discover that the world is your backyard. Hurry in for great deals now at the Jeep Drive and Discover event. Now get $4,000 total cash allowance or 0% financing for 60 months on the 2017 Jeep Cherokee.
Inside the rack houses of Jim Beam, every barrel's aged 4 long years for a fuller, smoother flavor. Our history's made from the inside. How will you make yours?
You can win this $30,000 car during the 30th anniversary sales event. Enter at any of 5 Berman dealerships, like Star Nissan in Niles. Shop our extensive Nissan inventory. Then save on this 2017 Nissan Rogue, just $149 a month during the 30th anniversary sales event at Star Nissan in Niles. Backed by Berman. You can trust
Look out, burgers and fries. A new power couple is here. Bacon cheddar burger and pizza. Introducing Papa John's Bacon Cheddar Burger Pizza with dill pickles, hickory smoked bacon, and zesty burger sauce. Try one on pan or large crust for just $10.
Papa John's.
It's here, but it's going by fast. The opportunity of the year is back. The Mercedes-Benz Summer Event. Get to your dealer today for incredible once-a-season offers and start firing up those grills. Lease the E300 for $569 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Down ball. Creedy. Yes! Mark Burley, a no-hitter!
The White Sox will retire Mark Burley's number 56 jersey this Saturday, so we are reliving some of his best moments, starting with a no-hitter against the Texas Rangers in April of 2007. With more on that game, here's Chuck Garfien and Bill Melton.
So one of the things we learned about Mark Burley was he had big games, big moments. And one of his big games and big moments was that no-hitter, the first of 2 no-hitters coming against the Texas Rangers.
You know, the surprising thing for me is I was never involved in a no-hitter in a game, nor had I ever seen one. So it was a thrill for me to see my first no-hitter, and you know, it came from one of my favorite pitchers, that's Mark Burley.
And most guys, when they're throwing a no-hitter, they want to keep to themselves, their teammates stay away from him. He would go up to guys in the dugout and say, hey, I'm throwing a no-hitter. You know I'm throwing a no-hitter? Me and what's going on right now?
One of the most relaxed pitchers I've ever seen under a lot of stress. That was Mark Burley, beloved by his teammates, and you understand why when you're just around him and when you talk to him, his personality is the same all the time. But I'm not really sure it sunk into him that he did throw a no-hitter because he never played anything big up much. But now that he's looking back, I think it's important for him.
That was exciting. Back to you guys.
CSN will re-air Burley's no-hitter at 10 a.m. on Saturday, and our coverage of the retirement ceremony begins at noon. It is an hour-long edition of White Sox Pregame Live.
Jimmy Butler, the hottest name in the NBA with the draft almost here. Multiple reports have the Celtics, Timberwolves, and Cavaliers, yes, those Cavs, in pursuit of the Bulls star. Boston could potentially put together the best offer, and earlier today on our Bulls Talk podcast, Celtics insider Sherrod Blakely gave us his take on what a potential offer would look like from Boston.
If I'm the Chicago Bulls, I can't see doing this deal unless I get Jay Crowder as part of it. You know, Jay, obviously he doesn't have the versatility and the skill set collectively of Jimmy Butler, but he's not that far behind. He's a very serviceable small forward, certainly not someone you would build around per se, but does a lot of good things at both ends of the floor. A player like him certainly has to be in the deal, and as well as, one of those picks that they're getting either from Brooklyn or, the Lakers pick that they're getting from Philadelphia next year. I would think that at a minimum has to be, a starting point to have discussions. And if I'm Chicago, I would really hold out for one or both of those assets, because I think for Jimmy, you got to get something more than just a decent player, because he's going to be the best player in any trade involving Boston. So if that's the case, you have to get a relatively high draft pick to really balance that out if you're the Bulls.
Well, for more on the Jimmy Butler rumors, listen to the Bulls podcast. Just visit csnchicago.com/podcast to listen and subscribe. Sherrod gives us a prediction on if that deal will get done by Thursday night.
So we asked you earlier in the show, do you want the Bulls to trade Jimmy Butler? We've kept this going. We have over 20,000 votes, and the results are in. 52% of you saying no.
At 6 o'clock, that was 80% yes, so they have flipped throughout the evening.
Large sample size.
Change their mind.
Keep the feedback coming. Thank you for watching In the Loop Prime, presented by GMC. Chris Bowden has Fast Break coming up at midnight.
And don't forget, you can always stream us live as well, csnchicago.com/watchlive.
How do you want to live? As a decent person? Good husband? Is that it? Good? Of course not.
King of the Hill?
Better.
Top of your game? Win. All powerful. Like a boss. Like a pro.
We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade.
Step up to GMC and pay no interest for 72 months on all 2017 GMC Sierra double cab models. We are professional grade. GMC.
Well,
I love it. This piece is so you.
I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
Is it suede?
Suede. Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you. I know, right? I saw it and I was like, have to have it. Is it suede? It's suede. I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State
At Menards, home improvement means saving big because right now you'll get an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices. Protect your blacktop with Seal Best. Pick up a pail of Seal Best 400 sealer and filler for $13.99 after rebate. Paint a variety of projects with Graco sprayers. This Magnum Pro X17 stand airless sprayer is only $444.11 after rebate. Stop waiting and start saving with an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
For the ultimate protection for your vehicle's floor, you need WeatherTech floor liners. Get complete coverage of your floor, including the front, middle, back, and even up the sides. And our cargo liners are also laser measured for a perfect fit. Nothing protects like WeatherTech. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or visit our factory store in Bolingbrook. WeatherTech.
Hey, Illinois drivers, I need your help to make our roads as safe as possible. For starters, cars and trucks, please be extra careful when driving next to each other. Whoa! Also, if your phone isn't hands-free, it's illegal to use when driving in Illinois.
So drop it and drive.
And remember, when you see orange signs, look for the unexpected. Something ahead could result in a crash. See orange. Slow down. Save lives. Together, we can make zero fatalities a reality. Always drive safely and embrace the orange.
Welcome to another edition of Inside Look presented by Cadillac. I'm Chuck Arfine. He's one of the greatest pitchers in White Sox history with a no-hitter, a perfect game, a World Series save, and a World Series title on his resume. But as you'll see in the next half hour, that only begins to tell the story of Mark Buehrle. And with the White Sox retiring his jersey on June 24th, we decided it was a good time to go back and bring you one of our favorite inside looks. In 2011, I sat down with Mark in a room inside the ballpark. We queued up all of Buehrle's greatest moments with the Sox, played them on a big screen in front of us, and let Mark explain what happened. It was a special look inside one of the most popular players to ever wear a White Sox uniform. Well, Mark, the odds of making the major leagues is like 1 in a million, and yet you didn't just make the major leagues, you pitched a no-hitter, you pitched a perfect game, you won a World Series. You ever, even to this day, pinch yourself and say to yourself, I can't believe I accomplished all this?
Yeah, I think, every day I try to have as much fun as I can because I obviously know where you come from. It's a dream to get to Major League Baseball, obviously, and you just try to have as much fun and go out there and enjoy it because obviously you don't know how long it's going to last, you don't know how long you're going to be here. Health-wise, teams might not want you, so you just try to have as much fun as you can each day, and I realize that there's a lot of kids out there that want to be in my shoes.
So you grew up in St. Charles, Missouri. You went to high school, sophomore year, you try out for the baseball team. What happened?
He gone. Actually, freshman and sophomore year, I got cut. I came down to the very last cuts, and I didn't mature till late, so I was a small kid. Rumor had it, actually a good friend of mine, his name is Mark Bauer, so whenever they went to do the checklist of, the coach would say, hey, put a check mark by this guy, he did something good. They just had Mark B and Mark B. So rumor had it, suppose it came down to he made the team, I didn't. And they said at the end of the day, they said they got everything mixed up. But I got cut and pretty much was going to give up on baseball. And Mom and Dad said, listen, we didn't raise a quitter. We want you to go out for one more year. And so look, I didn't make my freshman and sophomore years, which are the easier teams. I'm not going to make varsity team. So I went out for my junior year and made the team, and here I am.
Did that motivate you more by you missing those 2 years and getting cut?
No, I think I told everybody jokingly, I think it just added 2 more years on to my career. There's 2 years I didn't throw in high school, all those innings you throw in high school. But, I still played summer ball in between. But yeah, it would have been nice to play those 2 years, but I didn't mature till late, and I was a small kid, wasn't throwing very hard, so they didn't see anything there.
The White Sox drafted you in 1998, 38th round. But you say there's more to that story. It's a little misleading.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole thing started off. I never talked to the White Sox. You know, when you're playing in junior college, you know, you go to these like little camps and a bunch of scouts come over and have you fill out these little index cards, just personal information, and never once talked to the White Sox. Then I get drafted by them. I didn't even know. My cousin actually called me and said, "Hey, congrats! You know, White Sox picked you, huh?" I said, "What are you talking about?" And then find out that our coach at Jeffco, Dave Oster, I guess he's what they call a mini scout, and he kind of keeps an eye out for guys. And if he thinks, hey, this guy has potential, he'll call somebody right above him, and then it just kind of goes up the ladder, and that's what happened. But yeah, 38th round, and you know, they said if I'd have went back into the draft the following year, I went back to school. They said if I'd have went back into the draft, they said projected 3rd to 5th rounder that next year. But you know, the White Sox signed me before I had that chance.
All right, so we have assembled the greatest hits of your career. Are you ready to walk down memory lane and take a look back?
Hopefully it's short.
It'll be good.
All right.
Let's do it. All right, July 19th, 2000. This is your first Major League start, first Major League win. What do you remember about this day?
Stone gas back then. The biggest thing I remember is coming out after the game. I had so much family up there. And one was my grandpa, which has since passed, but I had to get dressed up. That was our rookie hazing, and had to get dressed up. So first time coming out seeing grandma and grandpa and brothers and aunts and uncles, everybody that was out there, I was dressed up in an outfit. It wasn't too bad of an outfit, so I was thankful. What was the outfit? It was more of like a 70s outfit. I had like a silk shirt on and it's like bell-bottom pants. Like of all the people that had to get dressed up, I got lucky and had like the best gear. When you started your career, what were your expectations? What were your hopes as a Major League pitcher? How far did you think you could actually take this thing? I don't know if you really plan or think of anything. I think you just want to try to stay here as long as you can and get outs. If you'd have said when I came up that I've been here, you know, in Chicago for 12 seasons and done everything I've done, I would have kind of called BS on you. But I mean, you just want to go out there and each outing just pitch good, try to win, and you'll try to stay here. All right. So 2 years later, you're back in Minnesota going for your 20th win. You've got the lead, 2-1, 2 outs. What happened here? That. Bobby Kilty. Yeah, he got me. AJ still wears me out. Todd Ritchie went in and got a bottle of Dom Perignon, I guess, right before those innings, and said, hey, can we get this for him in case he wins 20? And AJ was, I don't know if he wasn't playing or what, but he was up in the clubhouse and heard about it. He still wears me out to this day. But yeah, I mean, it was obviously we were battling. Had it till the end of the game, and that was the opportunity just wasted right there. And that was your last start of the season. You couldn't get 20 wins. Did that burn you at all, or did you say, who cares? No, I don't think it. Kind of who cares? I think it sucked. Obviously, we lost the game, but I wasn't really thinking that. Or that young in your career, you don't really think it. It's a big deal, and you think hopefully I have another chance at it. But now here 12 years later, or I guess 10 years later from this, you look back at it and see how hard it is to get to even close to that. So yeah, now it hurts a little bit more knowing that I had a chance. Sorry about that. But AJ says that he's playing for the Twins. He says that he had heard that you guys had champagne in the clubhouse ready to celebrate. Was that what that was about? And they were kind of pumped up by that? No, I think Todd Ritchie went over and just got a bottle of Dom Perignon for me to say congrats on 20 wins. He still gave it to me and just said, hey, you had a heck of a year, but it was really intended to be for my 20th win. Got it. Now your favorite pastime, sliding on the tarp. How did this begin with you? Why did you start doing this? Just the kid coming out in me, I guess. I think every kid in your backyard, you're sliding. You're playing in the water and you get your slip and slide in the backyard and play, and it's a blast. I mean, it's so much fun. All right, 2004, you guys win 83 games. You start the season opener in 05. Did you have any idea that this team could be as good as it turned out to be? Opening day, because everybody likes their chances on paper. But obviously you got to play the season out, and you don't know what injuries you're going to go through. But I think obviously we had a good team and accomplished the goal that everybody wanted to accomplish. But I don't know if you would have said at the beginning of the year that we were going to win the World Series. I said, I like our chances, but it's a long season. A lot of stuff has to happen. A lot of things did happen. You guys seem to have not just talent, but luck and breaks. How much does that play into it? I think it's huge. I think there's so many games that we would win. Bad bounce, it wouldn't even be an error. Just hit a piece of dirt or something, we'd win the game. I don't know how many times we looked up there at the scoreboard and we're winning 1-0 or 2-0 in the fourth inning, and we have no hits. Like Pods would get on base, walk or a hit by pitch, and he'd steal 2 bases, sac fly. We're up 1-0 with no hit. So I just think everything played out. I think that stuff has to happen to win a championship. You have to have a lot of stuff go your way.
You started in 2005 personally. You were 10-1. You started the All-Star game that season. What did that mean for you? Not just making the All-Star team, this is your second time, but you started the game and you won it too.
Well, obviously I got a break because I can't remember who it was, but somebody got hurt. Actually, I think it was Holiday. He was hurt at the time. He should have started. But just to start an All-Star game, obviously, I mean, it's one of those things that just to make an All-Star team and be able to pitch in one, but just to go out there and start with the best players in the world, it was an awesome experience. And obviously, not knowing at the time, but we won the game, and that helped us out for home field advantage for the World Series.
August 1st, 2005, you had gone 49 consecutive games, pitching at least 6 innings. Now, a little backstory here. You and the Orioles, things are a little testy with you. You've gone 5 2/3. You're facing B.J. Surhoff. Roll tape.
Watch out. Oh, come on. What are you doing? You got to be kidding me. What are you doing, Brian Gorman? Are you nuts? Are you nuts?
Hawk didn't like this. What did you think about this?
You have got to be. That is total BS.
Again, I think I was so shocked. Oh, look, there's my friend.
Joe West.
I didn't even know that. I think I was just so shocked. I've never been tossed out of a game, so I didn't even really know what to do. But obviously, it did suck that the streak ended. But I was told to go out and do something, and I tried to do it the best I could. And actually, if he wouldn't have moved, I think I would have missed him, because when he moved, he put his back arm, and that's where I hit him. So if he had stood there, I think I would have missed him.
So did that come from Ozzie to hit him, or was it Cooper?
It came from the team. Obviously, like you said, stuff was going on. We got hit a couple times, I think. They said, hey, something needs to be taken care of, and that's the time. 2 outs, guy on. That was the time to do it. Had to be done.
Are you afraid of getting out of debt? Are you stressed out but afraid to do anything? Filing bankruptcy is like going to the dentist. Most people wait and stress out, but feel better once they go. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Bankruptcy, just like the dentist, can be painless. You won't know how good you'll feel being debt-free until you call.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Tomorrow, it's Cubs versus Pods for the second night at Wrigley. Watch as your Northsiders show San Diego how we do baseball. First pitch is at 7 on CSN or stream live on the NBC Sports app.
You guys won 99 games in 05. You beat the Red Sox in the division series. This is you guys in the ALCS. Complete game for you, the first of 4. Could you believe this was happening? You guys throw out 4 starters and you all go the distance.
I think as it was happening, I mean, you knew what was going on, but you didn't really pay attention. But yeah, I think anytime you go 4 complete games, even if it's in a regular season, 4 consecutive complete games, I think that's a great feat. Obviously, in the playoffs, I don't know if it's ever happened. If it has, it's been a while. But yeah, we were just all on a hot stretch, and things worked out. But yeah, it was pretty impressive to watch.
The last time that happened in the playoffs was the 1956 Yankees. After you won this series and you went and played Houston, did you almost have that feeling of nobody can beat us?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole playoffs, it seemed from the get-go how hot we were with Boston. We beat them up pretty good the first 2 games, and then, went to Boston. That's when, Duque got out of that jam. Mm-hmm. And it was just, it was almost kind of seemed like it was going to happen no matter what. But obviously going to play Houston, they had a good pitching staff. We knew we were in for a battle. But, again, everything went our way.
All right, World Series, Game 2, you're on the mound. Were you nervous, more nervous than ever for this match?
No, I think I get nervous before every start. No matter who it is, how big of the game, it could be the last game of the year where it doesn't matter. I think leading up to it, sitting at home on the couch, you're thinking about it more. You get a lot more nervous. But once I get to the field, I'm around the guys and kind of in the clubhouse, I don't think about it at all.
People forget that in Game 2, the one you pitched, that was the game that Konerko hit the grand slam. Pods hit the walk-off home run. You were almost a forgotten man in that game, huh?
It's fine with me. I mean, that's if I can go about every game like that, just go out there and make your pitches, and we win the game, and they're going to be other people. That's fine. But obviously, I didn't pitch the best. I gave up 4 or 5 runs that game. We were just, offense was hot, and we got some key hits at the right time, and we won the game.
What was it like in the dugout when Pods hit the walk-off?
I think surprised and shocked. I think he had one all season, or maybe none, and all of a sudden he hits one. And it was just obviously when it happened, he hits it, and you're kind of like, wait, that might have a chance to get out of here. If it was somebody else that hit it, you'd think, all right, that's a home run. But when Pasetnik hit it, you're kind of like, all right, it's going to be a deep fly ball. But obviously you sit there and watch the ball and watch the outfielders, and seeing it get out of here was awesome.
You threw 100 pitches, and then 2 days later, they bring you on in the 14th inning of Game 3. What were you doing when they asked you, hey, can you come on and maybe get a save for us?
Well, I think I was the one that kind of was bugging Coop. As the game went along, close game, and we used a couple guys, for third of an inning here and there, and kind of looked down the bullpen and realized there's only like one guy left. So I started going over to Coop and saying, hey, you think you need me? He's like, no. Okay, next inning, I asked him for like 3 consecutive innings. And I think it was just finally he's like, just get out of my hair. Yeah, go down there. So when I got my cleats on, put the jersey on, went down there, not thinking they'd use me. And obviously got down to the 14th inning. Marte, I think through the inning before that, and he said, hey, he's going to face a couple guys here. Start getting up and getting loose. And it's probably the most nervous and most numb that I've been getting loose in the bullpen. Like, I don't even really remember it. And then obviously when that phone rang, opening up the door to run in, all I remember is there's 2 groups. There's a family section and a friend section at the stadium of all White Sox employees and family. And as I'm running in, that's all I can hear is a couple cheers. And I don't really remember running in, but I remember facing Adam, and I said, it's we were up by 2 runs, and if he hits this thing out, it's short porch out there in left field, and if he hits this thing out, it ain't going to be good. So when he called a cutter, I knew I had to make sure I got it in there pretty good.
And here it is, the next day, you beat the Astros 1-0, the White Sox first World Series title in 88 years. Did this seem like a dream? Did it feel like a dream?
Yeah, because you don't really, as it's going on, you don't really know what the heck to do or where to go. Obviously, I think we all wish we could have done it in Chicago. I've seen papers and clippings and some news articles and stuff. How crazy the city was going. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Wow, just amazing feeling. I actually got a picture of me. I don't even know where I got it, but I was running out of the dugout and I was jumping in the air with arms in the air. And I didn't know I could jump that high. I was pretty high off the ground. But yeah, it was awesome. Let the party begin.
Yeah. What was the party like?
Actually, it was kind of disappointing because we flew out. We had to fly out that next morning to come back to Chicago, and the game was so late. It was like we went in the clubhouse. Obviously, that party was fun. I think everybody was wanting to continue, and everything was closed down. There's nothing really there. So we went back to the hotel. I remember sitting in the hotel room with my wife, and I think there was maybe a couple guys. We were all just kind of hanging out, with families, and it was kind of like, that's it. Like, it's time to go to bed. I mean, we had to get up early and fly back to Chicago, so you really didn't want to stay out too late. But it was just kind of, it was a abrupt ending.
We captured you dousing Jerry Reinsdorf with beer.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, we have it. You did it. You did it. We caught it.
Maybe that's why I got a contract extension. Maybe he didn't mind it too bad. If he minded, I might not have been here for this long.
I mean, it takes a lot of nerve to do that to the chairman. But do you have that kind of relationship?
No, I mean, I think it was just in the moment, and everybody's getting sprayed down, so why not him? He's a big part of this team, and obviously he's the man in charge. So what the heck? Why not?
At King's Hawaiian, we believe that when great food and laughs are shared with others, life's just more fun. And who better to share it with than those closest to us, our neighbors. So, pull the grill out front, America. Be sure to have plenty of King's Hawaiian buns and barbecue sauce on hand. And let's make this the summer of the block party. This summer, you could have Dierks Bentley at your block party. Learn more at goodmorningamerica.com/block party.
It's happening. It's happening. In the modern world, you can control just about anything with an app.
Your son is turning on all the lights again.
And with the eSurance mobile app, you can do the same thing with your car insurance. Like access your ID card, file a claim, or manage your policy. It's so easy, it's almost scary.
Get out of here!
That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. eSurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
Here it is, April 18th, 2007, your no-hitter against the Rangers. When did you feel during the game that, hey, you know what, I might do this?
Well, for me at this time, it was in the first inning because I think 8 to 10 starts previous to this start, I couldn't get out of the first inning without giving up a run or a hit. So it kind of a joke coming off the first inning. Ozzy's over there yelling at me, and I kind of kissed like this and pointed to the sky. And there's pictures out now, that, you know, with no-hitter picture, and it's of that like it's at the end of the game. But that was actually after the first inning. I was being stupid and having fun with Ozzy. But obviously, as the game goes along, you know, you have some stuff, good stuff. But I mean, there's so much stuff that has to happen, you know, for something like this to happen. And just each inning, each inning went along, you know, you had a better chance.
And you were telling everyone during the no-hitter, hey, I'm throwing the no-hitter. Why were you jinxing yourself?
The first 3 innings, everybody's talking to you just like it's a normal game, and then as each inning goes along, everybody kind of spreads out more and more on the bench. And it's like, you're talking to me before the game, you're talking to me during the first couple innings. Why are you going to change now? So, I mean, I don't agree or don't understand the whole, hey, this guy's got no hitter. I mean, you know, the guys on the other bench are saying it, trying to jinx it. So, if it's really the case and somebody says it, then it should go up. So I don't believe all that.
All right. So this is July 7th, 2007. You were trying to sign an extension with the White Sox. Things weren't going so well. They were maybe looking to trade you. People were thinking this might be your last start before possibly getting traded. Is that what you felt this day?
No, I don't know if I ever felt like it was going to come to an end. Obviously, it's got to someday, but just never know. I mean, I had family come up here. Mom and dad and brother came up here just in case. I think they were reading into a lot of the media and a lot of the paperwork and stuff that you know, that everybody writes. But I think they came up. I think they just drove up just for the start, knowing that it could be my last start up here.
This was the ovation you got when it was announced to the crowd that you had signed this extension. What did that mean for you, having the fans embrace you like that?
It's awesome. I mean, just before, you know, the last couple starts, I've seen signs, you know, all over the place about re-sign me, and there's Burley chants, and you know, coming off the field, they're playing "There Goes My Hero," and I mean, it's kind of emotional, kind of choked up day. But actually, this whole game, first couple innings, I was inside the clubhouse, on and off the phone with my agent, with the White Sox, my wife.
During the game?
During the game, we were trying to get stuff worked out. Like, you know, it was, you know, White Sox came back, we went back and forth, so I was up there on the phone, you know, trying to get something worked out, and that's how.
During the game, I cannot believe you were doing this.
That's how it worked out. In like the 5th inning, they showed me on the bench giving hugs to guys. 5th or 6th inning, they're giving hugs, you know, because we're trying to get something done. And talking to Rick Hahn, I mean, he said there was minutes away from being traded, and I mean, I heard so many rumors going certain places. He even told me that I heard a rumor I was going to Boston for Ellsbury and Buchholz, and he said, "Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but if that trade was true, I would have been driving you to the airport and dropping you off because we would have got rid of you in a hurry." But I mean, there's so many rumors going around, and everything happened. But obviously, I'm glad to sign back.
June 14th, 2009, approximately 1:38 p.m. What happened here?
A miracle happened. Again, something I never thought I'd do, especially with the way I swing. I mean, obviously I hit in Little League and a couple times in high school, summer ball, but you know, obviously I haven't picked up a bat since then, so swing's not looking too good. But it's kind of funny here, when I hit this, I put my head down and started running. I knew I hit it pretty good.
How proud are you? You're walking into the dugout. What's everyone saying to you?
I knew they wouldn't come up there just like you always do. That's why I went underneath and just started dying laughing. Everybody's sitting down, and I went inside. A couple people are inside in the dugout or in the clubhouse. But yeah,
there's AJ.
Awesome feeling. Probably will never happen again.
All right, so here's July 23rd, 2009. You'd already thrown a no-hitter. Did you ever think you'd do it again?
No, I never thought I'd do it the first time. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff in this game that I thought I'd never do. And I've said never a couple of times, but I don't think I can ever say I'm never going to do something, because you never know. But obviously coming in this game, and again, everything has to work for you. Like you see a catch by Wise.
Did you think it was over?
When he first hit it, no. I mean, if you watch the pitch, it was a great pitch. I would throw it there every time. I made mistakes in this game, and they didn't make me pay for it. Actually, Bartlett on the last out was a hanging changeup. Like, that ball should have been crushed. That one shouldn't have been. But obviously, I knew when he hit it, he hit it pretty good, and I was just telling myself, if it's going to be a home run or if it's going to be out of the park, just make sure it's only 1 or 2 rows deep, because I knew they were going to do everything they could to try to preserve the perfect game.
Did you know that Eric Cooper was the umpire, home plate umpire for the perfect game and the no-hit?
Afterwards, I don't know, like, coming into this game, I didn't know until people made it aware that he was behind home plate for each of them. So, and still to this day, people, anytime he's umpiring, he's behind home plate, they're like, dang it, Burley should be pitching this game. Let's reshuffle the rotations so he can pitch.
Do you know what his jersey number is?
56.
What do you think about that?
That's crazy. That's a lot of crazy stuff happens.
All right, here we go. Opening day 2010 versus Cleveland. This is the play. What do you think about this now? You making this play?
And it hurt pretty bad at first.
It hurt?
Oh yeah, I got my leg pretty good. But after I have a tendency to throw everything and anything at the ball, just to have it when the balls come my way. And a lot of times it might get me in trouble. There's gonna be guys on, Lexi or somebody might be playing up the middle. If I let it go, it'd be an out. But just have a habit of knocking it down, and as I'm running to the ball, I'm thinking to slide past it and spin and throw. I was thinking 3 different thoughts, and that wasn't one of them. And it just, I don't know, it just happened when I got over. It just happened, and I really when I was running over there, I thought I had no chance. Knowing as I'm running down, kind of looking at the timing, I figured he's going to beat it, and that just happened.
Do you remember the roar of the crowd?
Not when I was there. I mean, it kind of, you don't really, I don't want to say you don't pay attention to stuff, but I think it was, my leg was hurting pretty bad, and rolling and everything else, not knowing, kind of getting back up and trying to figure out where I was at. But obviously, when I was walking back out there, yeah, I mean, the crowd went crazy, and watching replays of it was pretty awesome.
What's more important to you now, looking at the rest of your career, to play for the White Sox, having your entire career with one team, or maybe even playing for the Cardinals, because that is your hometown team?
Well, I think it might be kind of a toss-up. Obviously, I'd love to finish my career here, but it might come to a point where the White Sox kind of, hey, we don't need your services anymore. We want to go younger. I'd love to finish out my career here, but at the same time, I've gotten myself in so much trouble. Hometown kid, grew up watching the Cardinals, loving the Cardinals, and I've always said it'd be a dream to put a Cardinal jersey on. But if it doesn't happen, it's not like I'm going to be disappointed. I think there's a lot of guys around the league that, whatever city you grew up watching, I think you'd always love to go back there and play, just play for the team you grew up cheering. So. But obviously, if the opportunity is there and things work out, I'd love to finish out my career here.
Is the Hall of Fame on your mind, or do you even think about what it would take to get into the Hall of Fame?
No, it's not on my mind at all. You see some guys that have 250, close to 300 wins that are barely getting in there. I think I don't want to go because they got to go up there and do a speech in front of a lot of people.
That would be your only reason?
That's a big reason. I mean, that's how much I don't like getting up and talking in front of people. I get so nervous. So, but no, I don't think right now, if you ask me right now, I don't think I have a chance. 150 wins, I don't think is close enough to get you in. Yeah, I had a couple good games, history games, but I don't know if that's enough to even be thinking about that.
Burley ended his career with 214 wins, 5 All-Star games, 4 Gold Gloves, and he pitched 200 innings or more in 14 straight seasons. With pitchers nowadays throwing less innings and winning less games, over time, Burley's numbers are likely going to look a whole lot better, and his chances of making the Hall of Fame might gradually increase. So, Mark, one day you might have to make that speech. All right, you don't want to miss what CSN has planned leading up to his jersey retirement ceremony on June the 24th. On Thursday, June 22nd, following White Sox postgame live, we will replay Burley's first no-hitter against the Texas Rangers from April of 2007. On Saturday the 24th, we'll replay the perfect game at 10 a.m., followed by a special 1-hour edition of White Sox pregame live, which will include the jersey retirement ceremony. And then after White Sox postgame live, we'll replay our exclusive documentary, Believe, the story of the 2005 White Sox, followed by a replay of this edition of Inside Look. Thanks so much for watching this edition of Inside Look. I'm Chuck Garfien. We'll see you next time.
Are you bothered by bills? You know you should file Chapter 7 or 13, but you're nervous and unsure, so you do nothing? Get the most experience, the best reviews, friendly and hard-working lawyers, good advice, superior service, and fair fees. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. With over 100,000 clients, Geraci Law is the law firm you trust to get you out of debt.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Do you watch stuff on that thing?
Yes. Well, have you heard about Fullscreen? Sounds familiar.
Fullscreen is a subscription video on-demand platform and app available right now on your phone.
We got comedies.
And we've got dramas.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's over 1,500 hours of content.
And you can browse by mood. Stop. Sorry. Yeah.
Eligible AT&T wireless customers can get Fullscreen on us for 1 year, plus stream an app without using your data.
We're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year at Fox Valley Ford, and it's always been our outstanding customer service that has driven our success.
Hey Tom, I was thinking, our service department, it is so good. Why not service more than cars and trucks? Why not boats, planes, and trains?
Trains, Brian? You want people to bring in their trains?
You're right. They probably won't fit on our lifts.
For cars and trucks, foreign or domestic, you can trust Fox Valley Ford. A better deal from a better dealership.
Now available to buy or rent on DirecTV Cinema.
You have no idea what's coming. I'm back.
John Wick. The man. The myth. The legend.
Rated R. Buy or rent it today with DirecTV Cinema. Browse movies at channel 1100.
We now join the following program already in progress.
We, the TV-loving people, want our whole house to be filled with entertainment. Easy, boy. But we don't want annual contracts and hardware.
You scoundrel! Ah!
We just want to stream live TV! And we want it for $10 a month.
Wow, I'd like to have that in my house. It's a very big house.
Yeah, mine too.
Look at us, just two bros with sick houses. High five.
DirecTV Now, a big streaming deal for $10 a month. It's entertainment your way.
Accommodations for this episode of In Depth with Graham Bensinger were provided by the Four Seasons Westlake Village. Voted top hotel in Southern California by Condé Nast Traveler 3 years in a row.
It's obvious that today that I officially have retired. It's a gut feel, something that I really believe is right. Whether it's now, next year, or 20 years from now, I'm always going to miss the National Hockey League and the game of hockey. I loved it, and thank you.
After playing 20 seasons in the NHL, a 39-year-old Wayne Gretzky announced his retirement in 1999. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame a mere 2 months after his final game with the New York Rangers, becoming the 10th and final player to bypass the usual 3-year waiting period. The Great One left an indelible mark on the game, dominating his sport at a level unmatched by nearly any major athlete in history. At any point since you've retired, has the thought of coming back crossed your mind?
Never. Geez, I think one time, about 2 or 3 years after I was retired, I was training at this fitness institute in Phoenix. And I was training pretty hard. It was like 3 hours a day, and I was doing it with a couple of the young Coyote players, and I was really having fun. And I started getting phone calls from some Canadian media friends, like, hey, what are you doing? And I said, trust me, I am not coming back. That's not part of the plan. Although I would tell you, people say to me, do you miss it? And I say, absolutely. I wish I could still play. I wish I could be out there. Unfortunately, as a professional athlete, at the age of 40, you're an old man, but in the real world, you're a youngster. So do I miss it? Immensely. And do I wish I could still play? Yeah, but I know I'm not good enough to play.
When you retired from hockey as player and even later as an owner and coach, you were still, by all standards, a young man. Mm-hmm. How do you replace the satisfaction now that you got from the game?
No, you don't. I tell people this all the time. There's no way to replace the high and the excitement and the enthusiasm I had as a professional hockey player. That's, without question, not replaceable. the closest thing you can get to is like my mom and dad. You live your life through your kids. You know, whatever your kids are doing, you pull for them and you support them and you pray for them and you want them to succeed. And that's your high and that's your excitement and that's your enthusiasm. And we're lucky as a family that it's gone to another level and that we get to watch arguably one of the greatest athletes and one of the greatest golfers in the world, and he's part of our family.
Your daughter's soon-to-be husband's PGA Tour star, Dustin Johnson. What's it like having another professional athlete in the family?
Yeah, we never thought, or I never thought once I retired that I'd have the same sense or the same feeling going into tournaments that you're pulling so badly and wanting somebody to win so desperately that your stomach hurts when you're watching. And it's probably the same feeling that my wife and my dad had when they watched me play hockey games when we were in the championship games.
Really? That's, I mean, you feel the same way when watching him?
Sometimes I have to turn away if he's got a putt, or sometimes, you know, I get nervous if he's got a shot. That's because you're pulling for them so badly that you get this anxiety inside you that you want them to be so successful.
Dustin Johnson had a phenomenal 2015-16 season, winning the U.S. Open, the Ryder Cup, and earning PGA Tour Player of the Year. It's a significant comeback from 2014, when he took a leave of absence amid reports of substance abuse.
Much like anybody at points in their life, he went through some tough times in 2014, and he has publicly said you were one of the key people in his life then, and has been very complimentary of your role in all of that. What was important to you to pass along during that period?
Listen, in life, nobody's perfect, and you know, everyone has, in there's some point in time in their life, come to that sort of fork in the road where you got to make a decision. Okay, is this what I really want to do, or am I happy sort of bumping along? And from my point of view and Janet's point of view, we just gave him sort of that support and that belief that every athlete needs. I don't care which athlete you are, even the greatest athletes in the world have to have that confidence. And if you don't have that confidence, then it doesn't matter how talented you are. And I think he really came to that realization on his own. And I think that's when he really made the decision as a professional athlete, I'm going to control my own destiny from now on. And he's a special athlete. And more importantly, we love him to death. He's just a wonderful young man.
Which has to make the success he's now having all the sweeter.
It's so much fun because we personally saw the effort and the work and the commitment that he's put into it and the time. And I think for Dustin, everyone knew how good he was, and I think that the last person maybe to understand and realize to what level he could get to is maybe himself. The game is different today. These players are bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. Who knows if I could even have played in this era.
Okay, got it. Rumor confirmed. They're playing.
What?
We gotta go.
Where?
San Francisco.
When?
Friday.
We gotta go.
Any airline, any hotel, anytime. Go where you want, when you want, with no blackout dates. The Travel Rewards credit card from Bank of America. It's travel better connected.
Hey, Chicagoland, are you ready to rock? Get to Arlington Acura for a rockin' good deal on the new Acura models.
Right now, get the maximum value for your trade-in and 0% for 60 months on a new Acura.
Be sure to see us before you buy.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman's Arlington Acura in Palatine, just west of Route 53 on Dundee Road.
Safe drivers who switch to Esurance could save money on car insurance. You know, the kind of driver who always buckles up, comes to a complete stop, and looks both ways no matter what. Because Esurance believes that's the kind of driver who deserves to save money on car insurance. In fact, safe drivers who switch from Geico to Esurance could save hundreds. So if you switch to Esurance, saving is a pretty safe bet. Auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
Call you back. Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What?
This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening.
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up.
That's why State Farm is there.
What a day.
With car insurance for when things go wrong.
What a day.
But also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
This right combination is presented by State Farm.
You've played with a lot of great players. Is there one player that when you teamed up with, you two just made the right combination?
The greatest player I ever played with was Mark Messier. I said recently to somebody, how could I not become a better hockey player when I practice every single day against Mark Messier? Both Mark and I practice extremely hard, and I like to think we made each other that much of a better player.
I was interested to read you a quote that somebody said and get your thoughts, and it's that, quote, I always say he's the greatest player ever because he wasn't strong. As a matter of fact, he was kind of weak. He wasn't fast. He was just an average skater. His shot wasn't that great. He wasn't quick. There was no one thing you could point at and say that's what makes him great, but he could put it all together like nobody else could. What do you think?
Who said that?
Hockey commentator.
My dad?
Yeah.
Well, listen, it goes back to what I said from the very beginning. When I was 6, I never changed my style of play. And I was fortunate that I worked on my craft from the time I was 5 years old to the time I retired at 39. And I knew what I had. I wasn't fast, and I wasn't strong, and I didn't have the hardest shot. But he's right. I did put it together in a sense that if there was a loose puck, I could get to a loose puck. My ability to have tremendous balance on my skates. You know, I was hard to knock off the puck because I had great balance. Shooting the puck, I didn't necessarily have the hardest shot, but I could tell you, I could hit the exact spot that I wanted to shoot the puck to. So for me, those things all made me the player that I was. And the era I played in, let's face it, I came in at the right time. The game is different today. These players are bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, the goaltending's different. Who knows if I could even have played in this era, but my timing was perfect for when I played.
I mean, the extent of luck, though, as it relates to you, is just your hard work putting you in the right place at the right time. Because if you played in this era, you'd end up being bigger.
Well, it's a different game. Yeah, right? It's a different game in this era. But I'd like to think that somehow I would have found a way.
What was involved with writing the book 99?
So, you know, for me, the people who know me, there's nothing in life I love more than the game of hockey. And so I just felt like, you know what, this is the 99th anniversary of the National Hockey League. Let's do something real fun and talk about the NHL. And so it's basically broken down in different elements, sort of the early years of the National Hockey League and sort of how it started and how we went from 2 periods to 3 periods, how the All-Star game sort of started and came about. And then to me as sort of a youngster, growing up and going to my first NHL game, watching the games on TV, collecting hockey cards, idolizing players like Gordie Howe and Bobby Hull, Bobby Orr. I wanted kids to kind of pick up the book and say, wow, that's pretty cool about the NHL, or wow, one day I hope I can play in the NHL. So that was kind of the process. See, my dad always thought that the tennis ball was harder to control.
Okay.
Because it rolled and bounced so much, so that if you could control a tennis ball, the controlling the puck was going to be a lot easier. In and out of pylon, might as well score a goal. There you go.
There you go.
All right. All right, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You got to score. There's nothing more fun than score a goal.
When I say Italy, what comes to mind?
Pirello Tours.
Oh, Pirello Tours.
Hi, I'm Steve Perillo of Perillo Tours, and I personally approve every itinerary to ensure a stress-free, once-in-a-lifetime vacation.
I think of the culture. There's so much to see. I really enjoyed Sorrento.
Being on a Perillo tour was better than anything I can remember ever on an anniversary.
Salute!
Call now for your free brochure, insider's guide, and free $100 gift card. Call 800-368-0256.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradex and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-741-9125. Again, that's 1-800-741-9125.
Attention parents and grandparents of young children. Gerber Life is accepting applications for their affordable grow-up plan. The grow-up plan gives your child $10,000 in whole life insurance protection now, then doubles automatically to $20,000 later at no extra cost. Free information will be sent to parents and grandparents who call now. Help give your child a head start for just pennies a day. Don't wait. Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-425-5498 for your free information.
I'm Wade Davis, and you're watching CSN, the home of your Chicago Cubs.
Here's the pitch driven deep right field, going back to the track, to the woods, gone! Home run! Get out of here! Wilson Contreras rounding the bases on a game-tying homer here in the 7th.
He is ridiculous. Our buddy Jeff Joniak pinch hitting in the Cubs booth as Wilson keeps raking. This is CSN Fast Break. I'm Chris Bowden. As the Cubs make a Wrigley pit stop amidst a now travel-heavy schedule, is Jimmy Butler traveling out of town? The pre-draft rumor is churning. We get some viewpoints on how it all might end. No time to wait. Let's break. Well, if the lead up to Thursday night's draft is anything like the whirlwind of reports Monday, Butler Watch might be an around-the-clock job. Once the number 1 for number 3 swap between Boston and Philly became official, reports about a potential Bulls trade with the Celtics reignited, while others had renewed Jimmy Butler interest from Minnesota and Tom Thibodeau. And how about this one? Cleveland trying to arrange a 3-team trade to ship the All-Star to the Cavs? Try and sort it all out. Here's our Mark Shanowski with the Tribune's David Hoff.
A lot of Bulls fans were thinking the only option for trading Jimmy Butler was to send him to Boston. They had the number 1 pick. Now they have the number 3 pick. They also have a lot of future number 1s where you're thinking they could put together a package that would really jumpstart the Bulls rebuild. Well, all of a sudden we're hearing rumors today that the Cleveland Cavaliers of all teams, a team in the Bulls division with LeBron James, who has stopped Bulls playoff drives so many times in the past. I can't imagine Gar and Pax want to send their best player, Jimmy Butler, to help LeBron win another championship. But if it's a 3-team deal and they get multiple first-round draft picks and young players, I guess you'll align with anybody.
And I think that's how big the appetite is for change, is that people would support the idea of Jimmy Butler going to Cleveland if it represents a significant upgrade in philosophy or just a change in direction. I think the fan base wants to see this kind of change.
Obviously, Boston has been reluctant. Danny Ainge has been hoarding these draft picks, maybe because of the fact Cleveland has shown some interest. The last thing Boston wants to see is Jimmy Butler in Cleveland. So now maybe they offer 2 top 10 picks and 2 players, and that might be enough to pry Jimmy loose.
Cubs looking for some revenge against the Padres after getting swept in San Diego last month. But John Lester, he got touched up early. Jose Perella, leading off the game, tees off on the 3rd pitch. That's gone to center quickly. 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Bottom half. Anthony Rizzo leading off for the 6th straight game. Just like he did in the other 5, he reaches base this time, beating the Padres shift with a bunt. That, my friends, a true leadoff man utilizing his world-class speed. But the Cubs were down 2-1 in the 6th. Rizzo at 3rd after a leadoff triple. Chris Bryant lines out to former Cub Matt Caesar in center. And his throw home nails Rizzo at the plate, but catcher Austin Hedges hangs on for the double play, would limp away, and the Cubs walk away empty-handed. Next inning, Wilson Contreras picking up his teammates. Taking ex-Cub Clayton Richards' 1-2 pitch into the right field bleachers. His 6th home of the year pulls his team even at 2. Later, after a Javier Baez single, Albert Almora Jr. steps in against reliever Kirby Yates.
Good lead by Baez. There he goes. Swinging a fly ball to left. Coming over and not making the catch. Perella. Baez trying to score. He will. Just like that, the Cubs lead 3-2.
That Cubs jumping in front thanks to that man's alert base running. Wade Davis in some trouble then in the ninth, looking to close it out. Men at second and third after a walk and hit batsman and 2 wild pitches, but he gets Hunter Renfroe to tap back to the mound. That ends it. Cubs win 3-2, move back above 500, but much of the talk afterward was about Rizzo's other hitting ability at the plate. Kelly Krull has your Miller Lights game report.
While it was Wilson Contreras' 7th inning home run that turned the game around for the Cubs, the play that everyone was talking about afterwards was Anthony Rizzo's hard slide at home plate that resulted in Padres catcher Austin Hedges leaving the game.
I think you look at that play and it's, a fairly egregious violation of the rule. The rule exists to protect the catcher. The safety of the catcher is more in jeopardy now when you have the rule to protect you because you're not expecting to get hit when you give a guy a plate like that. It's a cheap shot. I'm not saying he's a dirty player at all. Nobody's saying that, but he clearly deviated from his path to hit our catcher. He took our catcher out. The rule exists to protect him. It's a disheartening play to see come about like that.
It's one of those plays where I know it's very, very sensitive when there's a collision at the plate, and by all means, I really hope Hedges are all right. But it's a play where I'm out by 2 steps. I slide, he runs into me, so it's just one of those plays where it's unfortunate he exited. I've talked to a lot of umpires about this rule, and by my understanding is they have the ball. It's game on. It's just it really protects them from the collisions that are kind of unwarranted. He had the ball. He was going towards the plate, and you see it a lot where guys slide, catchers get the ball, and they just kind of take their shoulder out. Had a guy today needs Tommy John because it was slide at home plate. So.
When told that Green was hoping the league would look into the play, Rizzo shrugged and said, "I'm sure the league will look at it. It's a play at the plate, and it's very sensitive because it doesn't happen that often." Covering the Cubs here at Wrigley Field, I'm Kelly Krull for CSN.
Kelly, thanks. Now our crunchers know the night, courtesy of our stats cruncher, Chris Kampka, looking at Rizzo's numbers during his current 13-game hit streak. A career-long Riz hitting .426. His on-base percentage, .525. The batting average going up 36 points during this hot streak. Some good news regarding Ben Zobrist's wrist injury. An MRI showed no structural damage, and the World Series MVP could be back in the lineup as soon as Friday. That's when he's eligible to come off the disabled list, though a rehab stint is also a possibility. Switch hitter is hitting just .223 this season. He plans to test his wrist tomorrow before a decision is made. Hey, Cubs top prospect Eloy Jimenez took part in the Class A Carolina League All-Star Home Run Derby, and he went all Roy Hobbs. Watch the bottom of the spot shadow light tower as Jimenez himself doesn't even stop to watch. Sparks falling as he takes a bulb or two out. He didn't advance to the finals of that competition, but he sure provided the highlight. That's a long way, folks. Yankees top prospect Gleyber Torres will undergo Tommy John surgery on his left non-throwing elbow and miss the rest of the season. The former Cubs farmhand was sent to the Yankees in last year's Aroldis Chapman deal, but he tore the elbow ligament diving head first into home on Saturday. He was batting .309, a couple of homers in 23 games since he was promoted to AAA last month. More injury news, this time on the White Sox front. They'll be without Leury Garcia when they open a 3-game series in Minnesota later tonight. Garcia placed on the 10-day disabled list retroactive to Friday with a sprained finger on his left hand. 26-year-old infielder/outfielder. They're having a good year, batting .296, 6 long ones, 22 driven in. Corresponding move to fill the roster spot will be made later on today. It will be Derek Holland getting the start in the series opener against the Twinkies. Lefty looking for his 6th win of the season. Last time out, he got the victory against the Orioles, allowing just 1 run over 8 innings, striking out 5. Minnesota counters with Irvin Santana. In 2 wins over the Sox in April, he shut them out on 3 hits in 15 innings of work. The Cubs took care of business at Wrigley on Monday, but could they gain any ground on those Central leading Brewers? And Mark Burley will have his jersey retired Saturday at Guaranteed Rate Field. Let Chuck Garfon and Bill Melton check in to relive his no-hitter against the Rangers when Fast Break returns.
Tonight, it's
Cubs versus Pods for the second night at Wrigley. Watch as your Northsiders show San Diego how we do baseball. First pitch is at 7 on CSN or stream live on the NBC Sports app.
Chicago's favorite spot for prime steaks, the freshest seafood, and world-famous Florida stone crab. Come on down to Joe's.
So, how are things career-wise?
You're fired!
It's time to get back on top. We're going back to villainy.
So good, so good, and so bad.
Who try to fight the feeling of something that's so organic?
Despicable Me 3, rated PG.
Cubs fans, stay close to your boys in blue right here at CSNChicago.com. We're bringing you the top stories, team news, and video that you crave all in one place. Phenomenal coverage. And you can trust insider Patrick Mooney to bring you the very latest from the clubhouse. Then head over to the Pulse page and get your social on. Check out the standings, the schedule, stats, and gear up at the shop. It's all one click away. It's that easy.
Ground ball. Creedy. Yes! Mark Burley, a no-hitter.
The White Sox will retire Mark Burley's number 56 jersey this Saturday. So we are reliving some of the best moments, starting with that no-no against the Texas Rangers in April of 2007 with more on that game. Here's Chuck Garfien and Bill Melton.
So one of the things we learned about Mark Burley was he had big games, big moments. And one of his big games and big moments was that no-hitter, the first of two no-hitters coming against the Texas Rangers.
You know, the surprising thing for me is I was never involved in a no-hitter in a game, nor had I ever seen one. So it was a thrill for me to see my first no-hitter, and you know, it came from one of my favorite pitchers, that's Mark Burley.
And most guys, when they're throwing no-hitter, they want to keep to themselves, their teammates stay away from him. He would go up to guys in the dugout and say, hey, I'm throwing a no-hitter. You know I'm throwing a no-hitter? Me and what's going on right now?
One of the most relaxed pitchers I've ever seen under a lot of stress. That was Mark Burley, beloved by his teammates, and you understand why when you're just around him and when you talk to him, his personality is the same all the time. But I'm not really sure it sunk into him that he did throw a no-hitter because he never played anything big up much. But now that he's looking back, I think it's important for him.
That was exciting. Back to you guys.
CSN will re-air that Burley no-hitter at 10 a.m. Saturday, ahead of our coverage of the retirement ceremony at noon. That's part of an hour-long edition of White Sox Pregame Live. Back to the Monday action on the Diamonds. Pirates visiting the Brewers. Andrew McCutchen came in hitting .375 in June and stays hot against the first-place Brewers. Two-run shot to right off Matt Garza. 13th homer for Kutch. 4-1 Pirates. That while Garrett Cole shut down the Brewers' bats. 7 innings, 1 run, 5 punch-outs. Pirates win big, 8-1. Cubs now 1.5 back. Nats and Fish in Miami. Stop me if you've heard this before. Dusty Baker's bullpen couldn't slam the door. Tied at 7 since the 7th, so not a total crash and burn, but bottom 9, 2 outs. Bases juiced 0-2 for Miami's Marcell Ozuna, and Enny Romero can't send this one to extras. Ozuna winning it with a walk-off single. 8-7, the final from Florida. Here's what's coming up today on CSN Sports Talk Live. Starts our engines at 6, followed by In the Loop at 7. We have Game 2 of the Cubs-Padres series. Mike Montgomery against Jhoulys Shaheen. Stay tuned after the final out. Cap and David DeJesus break it all down on Postgame Live, leading you into In the Loop Prime. And that's a wrap for CSN Fast Break. I'm Chris Bowden. For all of us here, thanks for joining us. Remember, get your Chicago sports news 24/7 on CSNChicago.com. Plus, you can now watch us anywhere. Just head to CSNChicago.com/watch live to stream all our shows on your mobile device and desktop. That's a wrap again, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Have a great Tuesday.
From Lethbridge.
I heard my name.
Frank Zebra.
It's almost like you black out, like you don't really remember much, and then remembering from the videos and the clips that you see after. be selected by the Hawks and join the organization for sure.
Do you have too many bills but not enough money? Would you like one lower payment for all debt, little or no money down? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Our Chapter 13 plans stop collections and creditors in one day for as low as $95 every 2 weeks. Get rid of bill collectors and high car payments. Get one lower payment today. Call or click now.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Jose Altuve is like a great player with a major energy upgrade.
I could use a major energy upgrade.
Then upgrade to Extra Strength Power Energy. It's fast, powerful, just the right size, like me.
But if you're here, how are you also out there?
I'm pretty good.
Upgrade to Extra Strength 5-Hour Energy, official partner of the MLB All-Star Game.
Hi, Dad.
I'm Kyle Hendricks, and you're watching CSN, the home for your Chicago Cubs, presented by State Farm.
Here's the pitch driven deep right field. Going back to the track, to the woods. Gone! Home run! Get out of here! Wilson Contreras rounding the bases on a game-tying homer here in the 7th.
He is ridiculous. Our buddy Jeff Joniak pinch hitting in the Cubs booth as Wilson keeps raking. This is CSN Fast Break. I'm Chris Bowden. As the Cubs make a Wrigley pit stop amidst a now travel-heavy schedule, is Jimmy Butler traveling out of town? The pre-draft rumor is churning. We get some viewpoints on how it all might end. No time to wait. Let's break. Well, if the lead up to Thursday night's draft is anything like the whirlwind of reports Monday, Butler Watch might be an around-the-clock job. Once the number 1 for number 3 swap between Boston and Philly became official, reports about a potential Bulls trade with the Celtics reignited, while others had renewed Jimmy Butler interest from Minnesota and Tom Thibodeau. And how about this one? Cleveland trying to arrange a 3-team trade to ship the All-Star to the Cavs? Try and sort it all out. Here's our Mark Shanowski with the Tribune's David Hall.
A lot of Bulls fans were thinking the only option for trading Jimmy Butler was to send him to Boston. They had the number 1 pick. Now they have the number 3 pick. They also have a lot of future number 1s where you're thinking they could put together a package that would really jumpstart the Bulls rebuild. Well, all of a sudden we're hearing rumors today that the Cleveland Cavaliers of all teams, a team in the Bulls division with LeBron James, who has stopped Bulls playoff drives so many times in the past, I can't imagine Gar and Pax want to send their best player, Jimmy Butler, to help LeBron win another championship. But if it's a 3-team deal and they get multiple first-round draft picks and young players, I guess you'll align with anybody.
And I think that's how big the appetite is for change, is that people would support the idea of Jimmy Butler going to Cleveland if it represents a significant upgrade in philosophy or just a change in direction. I think the fan base wants to see this kind of change.
Obviously, Boston has been reluctant. Danny Ainge has been hoarding these draft picks, maybe because of the fact Cleveland has shown some interest. The last thing Boston wants to see is Jimmy Butler in Cleveland. So now maybe they offer 2 top 10 picks and 2 players, and that might be enough to pry Jimmy loose.
Cubs looking for some revenge against the Padres after getting swept in San Diego last month. But John Lester, he got touched up early. Jose Perella, leading off the game, tees off on the 3rd pitch. That's gone to center quickly. 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Bottom half. Anthony Rizzo leading off for the 6th straight game. Just like he did in the other 5, he reaches base this time, beating the Padres shift with a bunt. That, my friends, a true leadoff man utilizing his world-class speed. But the Cubs were down 2-1 in the 6th. Rizzo at 3rd after a leadoff triple. Chris Bryant lines out to former Cub Matt Caesar in center. And his throw home nails Rizzo at the plate, but catcher Austin Hedges hangs on for the double play, would limp away, and the Cubs walk away empty-handed. Next inning, Wilson Contreras picking up his teammates, taking ex-Cub Clayton Richards' 1-2 pitch into the right field bleachers. His 6th home of the year pulls his team even at 2. Later, after a Javier Baez